As they're trying to set up a pass, it's a sack. Steps down, get this one out with some space, and Bateman, he's got room to run and plenty of speed. How about that? Gun, as we get a blitz right down the middle, it's Stockton to the outside. Faust put it out for him, and he holds on to it, looking to throw, and a sack will come in. The Texans, as it's out for Boston, beautiful placement, and the speed will cap it off. As they send the blitz, it's Bateman into the end zone. Action, we've got our guy wide open. Be happening this second half as Nichols looks to run. Big hit from Stockton. They're on Stockton, though Hodgins will make up for it. They need the 35 as Owe. Experience here as he's right down the middle and he scores. Air the ball out, looking to run this time. Nichols shucks off one, he takes the hit, but ultimately we would play the far better game. And following the domination in the NFC Conference Championship, we have arrived in Super Bowl week. In our 4th season, we have massively overhauled this Carolina Panthers offense. I think there's just 2 players, really, from the, actually no, 3 players from the original starting point still with the squad. Bryce Young, Chuba Hubbard, and Ekwonu. As for the defense, it is massively overhauled. I don't think we have a single starter remaining on this squad from when we came in as interim head coach. We have added a whole lot of guys, and it's all come down to this point. Today, we meet the Jacksonville Jaguars in the Super Bowl, the 3rd trip for the Carolina Panthers. They lost in 2004, they lost in 2016. Is this gonna be the year? If it is, there would not be a better way for it to end for Joel Bitonio. Calling it done, hanging up the cleats after this game. He wants to go out on top. But for the rest of us, we want a lot more than just this one. While it would be everything here for Steve Smith Sr., it's also just the beginning. We want to bring more championships to this team, though we obviously have to get through today first, beating the Jaguars. And this is a team filled with a lot of high-end talent. Obviously at quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. He's a 93 overall. Travis Etienne Jr., a 98 overall. And even at receiver, Christian Kirk, a 91 overall, followed by a couple really solid players as well. Tight end, 91 overall, Evan Ingram. Getting to the offensive line, you got Cam Robinson, 82. Jeff Odom, the rookie, 77. Down the middle, you have Luke Fortner, 77. And another 77 in Tyler Steen. Finishing off with Lockhart. Over on the right-hand side, a 70. That's got to be a spot we attack today. As for their defensive line, it starts off pretty solid. An 80 overall edge guy here in Felix. Opposite side, 82 overall in Stanford. And then down the middle, you got Devon Hamilton, an 81. And we might see a little bit of the rookie as well in Gerard Thomas. Edge, Josh Allen, a 96. On the opposite side of him, you have Trayvon Walker, an 86. Then off ball, Aluakon, 86, as well as Devin Lloyd, an 83. Really solid front seven. Get to the secondary, back to the 90s with Tyson Campbell, a 93. Then you're going to have Tim Montague, an 81, and Rock Ya-Sin, a 79. Though maybe we'll see some of Lindsey Harris as well, a 77. Free safety, once again back to the 90s with Andre Cisco. Teaming up with him, you got Kerry Scout, another rookie, 81. On paper, this should not be a walk in the park, and I don't expect it to be so. Though we had ourselves a pretty easy going here in the NFC Conference Championship, and honestly, even the divisional round, we had that game well in hand. The Jaguars, though, they've had to fight to get to this point. They barely got by the Ravens, the 1 seed, 17-14. They got by the Bills, 28-21, as well as the Chiefs. 28-17 was their more dominant win. But can they get by us, who have been just rocking it. The last few weeks, defense has been shut down, offense racking up points. This is a Super Bowl for the making right here. And the Super Bowl is underway as Pinion boots us off. We got Murray back to return in return. He will look to do, getting up to the little push there at the end, up to the 25 for our offense to head out. Bryce Young and a whole bunch of talent around him. And that includes guys at every single spot. We'll check the yearly awards to end today. But we've got receivers, tight ends, and running backs, plus a really good offensive line to get us going as Chuba Hubbard weaves. He gets to the outside and will be a gain of 17 to get us underway. Now this Jaguars defense, really solid in all categories, though they're more likely to give up some running plays today. So that might be the first way that we look to attack, as we actually have to throw away on 1st and 10. They really did a great job there of tight coverage and getting pressure. That's going to be their key to success today. 2nd and 10, we look for the run. Chuba Hubbard will get about 4 yards on the play. And that leaves us needing to pick up 6 on 3rd down. As we're up to the 46, we come out with a heavy group here. All of our tight ends out there, 1 receiver. Just need to find the 1st down. As we drive it in, it's Thomas with the catch. First catch of the Super Bowl. Now we're going to be calling on every single player today. We're not targeting a specific group, a specific style. We're just going to be taking what they give us. As we dump it off, it's just too far out in front of Thomas. Pressure definitely arrived on that play on the rollout. So we'll shake it up 2nd and 10. Go under center, they'll look for a cutback lane. Chuba Hubbard, he gets met by Lloyd. Gain of 6. So far, the running game doing pretty well, though on 3rd and 4, we go spread empty. Got trips to the left, 2 to the right. A lot of guys sitting underneath, as that was a telegraph throw that ended up going straight to Lloyd. And to top it off, it looks like Clifton shaken up as well. So unfortunately for us, the first big play of the Super Bowl goes to that of the Jaguars, and we lose an offensive lineman. Hopefully he makes his return. As Etienne looks to get going, TFL to get us going, it's Hartwell in the backfield. We really didn't use him that much this year, though in the last couple games, I feel like I've been calling his name a little bit more often. 2nd and 1, they have a couple drag routes that they do find Christian Kirk, only a gain of 3. We'll see where they decide to line him up most of the time, though on that one it was in the slot, which is going to put him up against Cash more often than not. As Lawrence looking to rumble, it is Owe catching him from behind, and that will be a quick stop from the defense. So that's exactly what we need to see. When the offense makes a mistake, defense, they help them out. As we get back with the offense, loss of 2 on 1st down. They came crashing down that time. So far, Lloyd making a lot of plays today. It's going to be him versus Chuba in this one, as we're going to look to go back to Chuba here, though, on the halfback screen. Get some blocks out in front. We definitely have a couple, though Walker Little maybe get a hand there on the safety. Cisco ends up flying over to get the stop, and Walker Little out there due to the injury of Clifton, and it's already no good news. He is out the remainder of this game with a separated shoulder. But good news, we get the 1st down as Barry checks in. As mentioned, this is going to be an all-hands-on-deck type of game. It's the Super Bowl, and we're going to get everyone involved and just find what works the most, as Barry sticks the foot in the ground, gets downfield, and picks up 4. And if we can continue finding ways to pull down this Jaguars defense, then look for the pass over the top, that would be great. Or we have Faust coming across with the step on the cover man. He gets the big 1st down, first trip into plus territory, getting us to the opposite 40 as we keep with the same look. Going back to Chuba as they send the blitz. Not going to get by Thomas there, gain of 2. But they very much do seem to be scrunching down here. So let's try to spread them out on 2nd and 8, going with a spread empty look. Getting this one out to Chuba Hubbard. Got some blocks downfield. It is he jukes by one. Going to be a first down at the least as Lloyd meets him at the 20. That's exactly what we were looking for. Draw them down. Squeeze them. And then try to get to the outside or downfield as we spread wide here. Got trips to the left, one to the right. Looking for Boston towards the end zone, though the outside safety, he drops. As Young looks for the cutback lane, good tackle in open field. Already Lloyd racking up a lot of tackles, 4 to this point, as they kind of have an empty middle of the field here. Only one linebacker, Aluakon. We're going to run at him, see if we can get a double to backer. We did, but a little bit of hesitation there from Chuba. Will only gain the first. Though hard to say that that's anything bad as we reach the end of the first quarter. It's a 0-0 game, but we're on the doorstep. We sit first and goal at the 10. Got a bunch to the right-hand side, one to the left. Chuba Hubbard is going to wheel out. We'll see if that ends up opening up as they drop everyone underneath. Instead, Young rolling and throwing away. We've seen similar type situations where he's forced passes. Did it earlier in this game. We need to make the smart choices there, which includes just throwing it away. And Hamilton, maybe, don't just sit on my screens. That would be nice. Ends up being a great play there by the DT, leaving us with third and goal, though back at the 14. Keeping that bunch to the left-hand side, Boston to the right, choice route from Chuba, and it's all just really good coverage, rolling and throwing away again. Jaguars get stingy in the red zone. We'll have to bring out Ford to take the lead via the field goal as he drives it down the middle. So far, it's been a very defensive game, but we have finally grabbed a lead, 3-0. As the Jaguars back out for their next drive, Etienne breaks Stockton's tackle, shakes Edwards, but St. Just will clean it up. Luckily, that was looking like it was going to be a very big play for the Jaguars. Still a really good one for him. They're up to the 42. As they go back to him, he will fight forward, make it just a loss of 2 as Hodgin meets him at the handoff. That's just what we have to do today. Can't make things easy, just as the Jaguars did not make things easy for us, despite taking that lead. As they get it out to Kirk, he gets the catch, and that leaves the Jags with 4 more needed here on third, as they're just shy of midfield. Shotgun look for Trevor Lawrence, as he has 3 guys, though he goes with the underneath to Etienne. Did a great job there of trying to distract with all the bodies going to the right-hand side. Left him leaking out underneath to the left as they go right back to him. This is an Etienne drive for sure. Though you always have to be cautious of them doing exactly like what we tried to do. Suck down the defense and then look for the play over the top. They got 2nd and 7, a tight shotgun look here. They go with the wheel route out to Etienne. We should be ready for that. The Falcons have ran that so often on us. Probably why they ran it. They saw it on film. Just have to stash that play in the back of our mind. Remember, tight group. They have the man in favor. Either way, gets them down to the 21 as they throw underneath. Still finding Christian Kirk, gain of 7. Lawrence so far 5 of 5 on his throws as they're making a change here, essentially just flipping the formation. Send Kirk to the right-hand side. Tight end Ingram goes to the left. Sitting another guy is underneath, but they rifle it in so quickly, and Kirk, he does not drop many. Those quick blitzes might not be all too good for us. Take away some of our blitz packages, unless we could get there a little bit more quicker. A little bit more quicker, a little bit more quickly? Probably that one. Either way, it's a short gain on the dump-off as Tank Bigsby checks in at running back. They got 2nd and goal at the 5. As they will go to Bigsby, and the lane just opened up for him. And to top it off, Quincy McCullough, you can see him limping there in the background. Following a very good drive there from the Jaguars. 8 up time, we trade the lead. They take it 7-3 as we have 2:40 left before halftime. As we start with a run, Chuba Hubbard down the middle. He will get the first down. A little bit of a second effort there needed. But both of these teams can run a very similar style of game. As we got about 1 play left before the 2-minute warning. Sack will come in, but Tonio beat down the middle. It is Stanford. We'll have the 2-minute warning to come up with a plan then for 2nd and long as we are back at the 30. We got a bunch to the left-hand side. Boston to the right. Ran this formation a little bit at the end of last drive as it's thrown too far to the inside, though. Great play from Chenault. Not going to get by Lloyd. But one heck of an adjustment on the throw. It should have been more outside. But he came in. He got the catch. He took the contact. And he actually came away much better. And in the Super Bowl, you got to have plays like that as we're now under a minute and a half at the 35. At worst, we're sitting in field goal range here. Having to roll out, it opens up for Young, who's scrambling to the outside, and he will dip out at the 17. Wildcard in pursuit there will escort him. A minute 14 left, still have all of our timeouts. As we look to go with the draw, Chuba Hubbard gets a juke by Lloyd. We'll pick up a couple. So from there, we'll go with a little bit of some hurry up. RPO dialed up. Boston maybe if the blitz comes from Wildcard. Though he sits, we'll hand it off. Chuba slips one down to the 3. Great job there from Chuba Hubbard. Makes it goal to go. And we come out with a tight look here, though. Gonna get some play to the outside for Faust towards the sideline. Too far for the sideline, and honestly an unnecessary hit. Though we typically don't get those kind of calls. Got a few of them last week. 2nd and goal. We keep with the same look. Though Chuba Hubbard down the middle, he slices through and retakes the lead. With a little bit of time left before halftime, we took all the time without using any timeouts. But that's honestly been where our offense has been the most lethal throughout our time here this series, as they've got time for maybe a couple runs or look for a pop play as Shepard takes out the ankles. They call their first timeout. And if they could get a couple more plays like that, then they might get into range, though McCullough comes in for the quick tackle. He's fighting through a little bit of a knee bruise in this one, obviously left a little bit earlier on. As pressure applied, Etienne shakes, and he gets to about midfield, where they call their last timeout, looking like this is going to be the Hail Mary attempt before halftime. So we'll come out with the prevent defense, 3 safeties deep. If we could get a little bit of pressure on top of it, that would be great. Though it looks like they might be trying for the sideline. Though going downfield, they have a couple different guys, and the ball will safely hit the ground. Looked like we had maybe one guy who might have been able to pick that one off, but we will carry our lead into halftime. A great game so far, 10-7. A lot of defensive plays with a couple really good offensive drives mixed in there. Need to see a little bit more of that. Bigsby got on board for the Jags. Chuba Hubbard for us, plus Ford hit the field goal. But it is a good thing we got that lead before halftime as the Jaguars start the second half with possession. They're down a field goal. Looking to throw, they dump it off. Ingram with the catch, gain of 6. Only one incomplete pass so far today for Lawrence. He's 9 of 10. Etienne also started off pretty well as well. Looking for our defense to make some big plays as they find Kirk on the quick in. And while it's great to complete a lot of passes, it's only been for 77 yards for Lawrence today. So we'll see if they try to air out the ball a little bit more as Etienne gets caught from behind. Worried too much about the linebacker in front of him, forgot about the one behind him. Though for us, we're very happy he did. Stockton gets the tackle, 2nd and 6. As they still sit back in shotgun, looking to throw the ball to the outside, drive it in as Ridley takes a pop, holds on to it. Coming into this game, a lot of speculation about deep ball attempts for the Jaguars. Have not seen that today. A lot of short, quick passes and a lot of big runs from Travis Etienne. He's averaging just over 5 yards an attempt, 8 carries, about 41 yards. As they go quick throw again, caught first down. This time a new guy in Michaels. Seems like our defense just has to sit tight in press, shade the inside, at least with how they typically have been running their offense. Edwards shaken off, and nearly another first down rush by Travis. Will instead be just a gain of 9, though just on first down. That's an understatement to say the least. Quick blitz, quick throw, quick catch for the first down. Well, that's just the kind of play you're going to see when you're going up against a quarterback of this caliber. Good stop that time as Stockton and Hodgins both meet Etienne. Will actually end up being one of his shorter runs in quite a while, only a gain of 1 as they're down to the 22, coming out in a tight single back set. going back to ETN, and once again we meet him quickly, just another gain of 1. It would be great for the defense to get the stop here, force the field goal attempt as they're out in a tight look. Everyone out on a route, and they find Ridley. He's a yard shy of the goal line. Newsome just about a half step too late to get there. As it's going to be Biggs versus Biggs, ETN into the end zone. Once again, we trade a lead as the Jaguars take it 14-10. We might just have ourselves a battle of running backs here in this Super Bowl, as Hubbard's been our best guy as well. As we'll start with him. Look for the cutback lane to the right-hand side. A little bit of some speed. Bounces to the outside. Turning down the sideline. Can he keep the speed? He's slowing down. Bumped out by Campbell. But it's a massive rush by Chuba Hubbard. The play was originally designed to hit the left-hand side, though instead he went way down the right. We're going to check in Barry and Winters, give Chuba a little bit of a breather. Look for a stretch to the outside. We've got the angle, well, not the dive. Instead, Cisco with a great stop. We nearly answer back almost immediately, as we're going to look for a double team to this left-hand side. Also need to set the mic over to that left-hand side. Double the backer. We got Winters to that side. And Barry will pound the rock. We retake the lead in 3 plays. Now that is exactly how you maintain control of a game. 3 rushing plays to take it 71 yards. Perfection. As we get a little bit of some pressure, though, coverage has just been a little too loose, not massively. The short, quick throws have just been well-timed and also driven in, making it harder for our defense to make some plays. Match that with a blind side smacking down Trevor Lawrence. And oh yeah, is Lawrence gonna need help getting up after that. Honestly made me forget what I was talking about. Quick throws, defense hard to make plays. Either way, we made one there as the throw goes nearly backwards. I think Ridley maybe gains a yard. He honestly might have lost one. But that's just kind of how the coverage has been today. Not much space post-catch, just driven and getting the little ticky-tack plays. That's all they've needed as they opt to not take a snap before the 4th quarter here. So it arrives, 17-14 crunch time, the end of the season approaching. Though unfortunately for one of these teams, it's only going to be a celebration. 4-1, the other vastly disappointed as it's thrown deep downfield and out of bounds. Maybe intended for ETN and an overthrow. But that might be the one and only bad throw from Lawrence today, and it might be the most costly. Our offense takes the field at the 34 as we start with Chuba once again as he bounces to the outside. Gonna get a juke though, not gonna get away from the safety, but a first down we will take. Talked about a lot at the beginning of trying to spread the ball around, though we found the running game to be the most effective today. And that's where we're gonna keep going as Chuba picks up 2 there. Looks like he might need a little bit of a breather. So with that, we will check in Barry as we go spread to either side. A little bit of an RPO dialed up here, though we'll keep it with Barry. Finds a good cut lane down the middle and another first down. So far, 4 carries, 30 yards for Barry. And they have 1 high safety here. So let's try to make something happen downfield. Send Boston in motion. Fake the jet sweep to him. We've got Barry sitting in between zones as he gets the catch down to the 14. When we have chosen to throw the ball, it's been pretty good from Young, though his completion percentage not exactly going to show it as we've had a lot of throwaways. 1st and 10, we go with the jet sweep, bouncing off of Allen, though not going to get by the next group as now Aquanu shaken up. That would be our 2nd offensive lineman suffering a bigger injury here as he's heading to the locker room. So that's going to actually bring out Lippett. For some reason, they decided not to go with Wiley. We might need to make an adjustment to that, but for now, Barry on the screen and Hamilton showing some athleticism. It's really not all too often you see a big guy like that shuffling that quickly, though. Leaves us with a 3rd and 12. Boston right down the seam with a double A gap look. Could be fantastic. Put it across the middle, and the rookie will tack on more points here in the Super Bowl, and most likely he's also coming away with the Rookie of the Year as well. But that will give us a much more comfortable lead here in the fourth quarter, 24-14, as the perfect throw, perfect play to beat the blitz. They find Ingram across the middle. If you go back and re-watch that play, you would have seen that Stockton read that. They saw exactly what was going to happen, and he quickly stopped his blitz as he was supposed to go out on a blitz. Stockton read it again. That time, though, we just reacted much more quickly. But goes back to what I said earlier. We kept that play in the back of our head. They brought it out there, and we were ready for it. 2nd and 10. As they go back out to the wheel, that was just a great throw. Way over the top of Hodgins, though, low enough for Etienne to bring it in. Very much a well-balanced, though, power style of running back. As we send the blitz here on 1st down, it's all blocked up, and they've got a free guy in open space. Kirk gets lifted down to the red zone. As they're back to the line quickly here, we got to make a check, get out of the blitz we had called then. 1st and 10. They go right down the middle, and okay, that was a great drive there from the Jags in crunch time when they needed it. Trevor Lawrence, his best passes of the day. But it always makes you wonder, where has that been the whole game? 24-21. We got 3:30 on the clock, and we could try to run out the clock. As we got an RPO dialed up to start, we go Chuba Hubbard, and he can't quite slip by Allen. He's at 15 carries, 139 yards, and he's feeling every single one of those yards for sure. We're letting the clock roll as much as possible here, as we just need a play across the middle. We've got Chenault with space to the outside, dipping out with the 1st down. You could definitely tell Young trying to be extremely smart. Since his early interception going to Devin Lloyd, he's very much cleaned up the game. As we go the stretch to follow, they're trying to get to the outside. They know where we're going, but we still find it. Chuba Hubbard cuts back towards the middle to keep that clock moving. And with that, we get one step closer to the 2-minute warning. Have to run a play, though, here, as the play clock will expire prior to. And you know exactly where we're going. Chuba Hubbard, space down the middle, 1st down, and about an extra yard or 2. Well, this is now it for the Jaguars. Do or die. They're down a field goal, under 2 minutes left. They have all their timeouts. 1st down could be killer as they sing the blitz. They will get a quick stop, just a gain of 2, and they are stacking the box here. Maybe we look for a little bit of a play action downfield then. See if that ends up helping us out. See if it opens up as Bateman has some room. Diving, he can't hold on to it. That could have been the nail in the coffin. Instead, it's 3rd and 8. We're in field goal range at the minimum here. Hard count, no one jumps. A little bit of some read option. Young keeps it, he takes a hit. And it will be the field goal unit. Life still remains for the Jaguars following a great offensive drive. A touchdown will be needed as Ford takes the 6-point lead. Well, this is it, defense. We need the big plays from you. Just don't allow a touchdown. Simply put as that. There's no simpler way to say it. Just do your job. Make your plays. Don't do anything crazy. 2nd and 6. Trevor Lawrence looking to throw to the outside. Ingram will pick up a few, though, leaving 3rd and 2. Pressure has not been certain today, though we could risk it here, as it's an empty set. Get a quick blitz, and it gets picked off. It's Saint Juiced. With 1 timeout remaining, he might have just won us the Super Bowl. Pass thrown just behind Michaels, not much, but we made the play as we were just telling the defense to do. Now Barry, run this clock out, as that is the last timeout for the Jags. All we need is these 3 yards here to make it certain. And we're going to go back to Barry, right down the middle, Super Bowl champions. All that is left is one more kneel, and Young will let the confetti fly. 000 on the clock. Your Carolina Panthers are Super Bowl champions. Third time is the charm. With Bryce Young at quarterback, something people not quite expecting with how his rookie year went. Chuba Hubbard, quick rise to superstardom, and so many great players added around them. We fought through so many injuries to start this season. I mean, we were not good at the start of this year. We were, 1-4 at one point? But we went on a tear, and when we got to the postseason, we would not be denied. Super Bowl champions, the Lombardi Trophy, as Bryce Young and his team celebrate the win. Steve Smith Sr., once a player of the Carolina Panthers, now the head coach, bringing them their championship. It was a great game from the Jacksonville Jaguars. They kept it tight, the closest any of our playoff games really were. But we just made those little plays so easy to overlook, and that's what separated us from them. It's the storybook ending, not only for our season, but for the career of Joel Bitonio. We could not have done it. Obviously, a center integral part of the offensive line, and we saw Chuba Hubbard and every running back that we put out there do so well behind him. So great wishes for retirement. Thank you for the Super Bowl. But we're not done collecting awards yet. We need to pick up 2 more trophies. For the NFC, we won both Best Defensive Back with Greg Newsome II. A fantastic season from him. And on top of that, we can officially crown Cole Ford as the best kicker in the NFL as he takes home the best kicker. Now, unfortunately, we missed out on some awards and a little bit of some disrespect from the league. First off, we had no player in the running for MVP. And for Coach of the Year, we are way down here at 9 for Steve Smith Sr. After such a good year, fighting through injury as mentioned earlier on, and putting together such a good second half of the season and dominant play in the postseason, I feel like we should have had a little something, at least have him in the top 5. Offensive Player of the Year, no Panther on there. Defensive Player of the Year, we have Newsome. That is it. Still a great year, but I feel like we should have had a little something else extra there. Offensive Rookie, somehow Madison Boston did not get it. We'll quickly check Garrison Hurst's stats, but I feel like we should have had that. But Best Running Back, you have Chuba Hubbard way down here at 7? So again, some disrespect. I don't expect us to have anyone in the receivers. O-line, we have Clifton, who missed like half the year with injuries on this list, but no one else. That doesn't sit right with me either. Best linebacker. Well, we did get Stockton here at 5, but honestly, Hodgins had the better season. He's not on the list. But we will take home our best DB, our best kicker, and obviously we're taking home that Lombardi. So as we officially end the season, we finish with the 6th best offense and the 15th best defense. In terms of individual stats, Bryce Young, 23 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Yeah, it's never going to be clean for him. He's going to force things, though. In the second half of the year, I do feel like he protected that ball a little bit more. Obviously, we had to have some playtime from some other quarterbacks this season due to injury, so Young's stats could have been a little bit better. Rushing the ball, Chuba Hubbard, again, he missed some games, 2 total, but also missed times during games. Still got over 1,000 yards, had 6 touchdowns, did have some fumbles this year, so why I get why he wasn't in the actual running. The fact that he was one of the key guys for us in this offense. He should have got a little something something. Barry did extremely well filling in for Chuba Hubbard during his injuries, and we really didn't get to see much from any of the other guys. As for receiving, you tell me how a rookie tight end gets 56 grabs, nearly 1,000 yards, and 10 touchdowns is not your offensive rookie of the year. Does not sit right with me. Bateman, he had a really solid year. Faust, really solid as well, especially since he wasn't really a key fixture for this offense. Wide receiver 3, really solid numbers. Laviska Shenault Jr., I'm very glad he was here. He was actually one of the original Panthers that I did not mention at the beginning. He won his Super Bowl. We could very well be moving on from him post this season. As for blocking, how did it go down? You're telling me that with these numbers, Wills, Walker Little, I mean, we should have had more guys in the running for best O-line. Defensively, we did not have anyone 100 plus tackles. Hodgins, I don't think he missed any games, but he's not always our main tackler. Stockton, he missed some plays or missed some games, but overall there was just so many guys making plays. Yeah, it makes sense why we don't have 100 plus. Hodgins though did hit 20 tackles for a loss. Stockton at 19, Oweh with 14, and McCullough with 12. Such a bounce back year. I don't know if you could really say bounce back year. His rookie year, I think he had 2 sacks, maybe 1.5 in total, 7.5 this year. Massive improvement for him. Victor Dimukeji, he had to fill in from injury and he did really well. He's earned himself a contract probably somewhere else. Oweh, if it wasn't for injury, he probably would have had some better stats. Stockton at 4.5 sacks. Grover Stewart, 3. We just made big plays. 9 interceptions for Greg Newsome. That's got to be close to a record, though. Don't quote me on that. 3 for Jaquan Cash, 2 for Stockton and St. Juste, including essentially the game-sealing Super Bowl win. Fantastic from him. Hodgins and Johnson both had 1. How about fumbles? We only forced 3 this year. Victor had 2. Cash had 1. Of those 3, we recovered 1. Blocked kicks, we had 1 from Johnson. Safeties, we had 1, Grover Stewart. And defensive touchdowns, we had 2, Cash and Newsome. And of course, your kicker, Cole Ford, went 100% on the year, hitting a long of 62. Well, that will officially bring season 4 to its close. Now, we are not done here in this series. We're going to have college football coming in the summer. And we have a little bit of time, obviously, until the next Madden comes out, as the draft hasn't even happened in real life. They're getting close to it. So we've got some time. So we could still probably get through another full season as normal here, going through each and every game. Title defense season, and then maybe after that, depending on the timing of things, maybe we will end up going through multi-year sims, kind of like how we ended the Rams franchise. Thought that was a great way to wrap that up. So we've got time, and that means we've got another offseason headed our way, which will be here on Monday. Then the new season will start on Wednesday, so a pretty quick turnaround. So do not miss how this team fills in any spots. Again, I talked a little bit there about some moves I'm looking to do in the offseason, but do not miss out. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right, scroll down, hit the sub button, and we just won a Super Bowl. Let's hit a like button as well. Definitely, though, hit that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. As mentioned, Monday and Wednesday. We also have Friday here for this series. State-only challenge every Tuesday and Thursday. A whole lot of action happening all the time. So let's celebrate the win next episode and then get right back to business as we go on a title defense.